Okay, welcome to the first tutorial we're going to do on this channel for Dragon Quest Builders 2. So I have already completed this game on the Switch and put in about 300 hours, and so I have a pretty large Buildertopia island that I was still working on up until I got the PlayStation version. But now that we've got it on the PlayStation, I'm going to work through the story on Twitch, and on YouTube I'm going to be putting some tutorials, or hopefully a lot, from beginner all the way through to advanced. And today our first one is just going to be on roofs, and here we can see a few that we'll be looking at back on my Isle of Awakening. Roofs without any roof tiles, castle roofs, wraparound roofs, and we'll have a look to see if we can find some gabled rooms as well. Look at some of the simple roof types. I've just built some basic buildings we'll knock down later just to show what we're doing, and we'll use the scare cub to do a bit of the roofing because he has a very good double jump, which makes it much easier to get on our roofs. And once you've done Skelkatraz, you can find him on Blossom Bay with your monster munchies. You might need to kill maybe 8 to 10 before one will actually want to be your friend, but it's very much worth it. So the first one we'll look at here is the roof type without a roof. You don't get roofing tiles until halfway through Furrowfield, so if you want to build some roofs before you have the wooden roof, you can just do this. So I recommend generally 5 blocks high to make sure your camera fits in, and this one is literally just 5 blocks high, and on the 4th block we have a layer around. Now this is the adobe brick, so it is an infinite stack, but if you are in Furrowfield, what you can do is use either the floorboards, but you can also use bark. In a later tutorial we'll talk about how you can farm bark on Furrowfield, and that can also be a very nice sort of tiling for this type. And so we'll go around the back. All we need to do that, like I said, is just go 5 high on the inside, just so we can see, and then on the 4th one we just come up and put another layer of adobe or whatever we want, and then we can put one more layer just back on the inside and top. And here we've used a wooden grate just on top so that we have a nice lighting effect on the inside. And this one has got the stone plaza mats, and so it definitely registers as a room, but it's still nice and open because it's a small room we should be able to see in. Now here we'll talk about some of the roofs that don't always aesthetically work. So when you try and do a large wraparound roof, you'll find it often becomes larger than the actual structure itself, and it starts to look unbalanced. There's not a lot of ways around this if you want to try and build your roofs straight up. You've just got to try and be creative, building wraparound roofs a different way. So we'll have a look. And we can see on my island on my Switch, if you want to visit, I tend to do my wraparound roofs in tiers, and depending how you structure the tiers will give it a different feel. So 1, 2 or 3 tiers of roof is usually a good idea, and then go in a block or 2, and there's a few ways you can do it. So here we can see we've just put a little pop-up pagoda, 4 blocks high in total, and then we've started building a roof on top. You could also just go in 1 block and then start building the roof again. That could give you, maybe depending on the roof tile, a little bit more of a traditional Japanese vibe to it, or this could be a little bit more tiki if we used some straw. So there's a few different ways you can do it, and you can also border it with thick borders like this with your logs, or thin with your flat roof, and you can also use different types of tilings. And so we've just gone 5 up and then 1 in, and when you're laying your roof, the way that it's positioned, it'll be facing away from you, so often you'll be on top of a roof to tile. Just for the very first piece, you'll just need to rotate it. And once you've rotated and placed the first piece, because they're infinite, you won't need to rotate the rest, they'll just connect. And same on the sides here. If we just place one down and then rotate it, we can go to the corner, and it doesn't matter what direction we place the one behind it, as long as we're placing it in the block behind, it'll create this. If we were to place it in front, it will create an inverted roof, and you can use that for a few different things, including a spa build that I put on Reddit, and you'll find on my island, which uses the roof tiling for the inside of a spa. But for roofs, this is very simple. Try and experiment with 1, 2, or 3 layers and different bits on top. I mean, this is a functional room, so you could use it, or you could just have this as decoration. Alright, so we'll quickly go have a look at castles. Castles are a good one if you don't want to have enclosed roofs, but you want some nice decoration on top. You don't have to do them as high that way as well, so this is just 3 with a crenulation on top, so just like a decoration. And the one tip I'd probably give for these, obviously it is just the 1 blocks on top, but I recommend planning it out first just so that you don't end up with an uneven amount. So if you want to do one by one, 1 on 1 off, you can always just place down how many you want, and you know you want them to be, so say if we just do a straight line here, if we know we wanted it to be this length, what we could do is just 1 out from where we're starting it, go 1 by 1 and check. So the issue with this size would be that we wouldn't have one on the edge. So we could build the room 1 out to know we have one on the edge, or you could divide it up differently, and instead of going 1 by 1, you could go 2 by 2. Or 2, 1, 2, 1 in this case. But say if you wanted it thicker, you could go 2 by 2, 3 by 3. So again, you can experiment with different amounts here, but it'll be odds or evens. And the only note with that is going to be your doorways, if you want them placed evenly in the center of your rooms. If you're doing 1 by 1s, if you want a large entrance, you'll probably need a 5 block entrance, so do 2 plazas with a column in the middle. But if you're doing 2 on 2 off, you can probably just do 2 sets of 2 block doors to make a large entranceway. But sometimes the column here just adds a little bit more interestingness. Alright, so this was just a short one to start, but we'll have a look. We'll probably go more in the next video into our gabled roofs, but I'll show you just a bit of the simple... Oh dear, that scorpion's trying to hurt someone in it, but that's okay. So the gabled roof, if we have a look at the back, it is shorter than the rest of ours. It's only 3 blocks high. And then we've just come along and from the 3 blocks high gone 1 in all the way across. And that just gives us our foundation to place roofs. Now, the outside blocks you'll probably need to change to something you actually want visible, but these inside ones, you can always use your clodstone and things that you don't need and have a lot of, because they won't be seen as much. And we'd probably need to obviously rotate these for the bottom level, and we've got a few different options of what we can do on the top. And so at the front you'd want obviously some dark tiles for those to match. And we'll work on another video about more complex roofs and roofs with outcrops. But here we've done the same that we've done on the back, but we've just put 1 block extra forward and put some supports. And in here... Hey guys, sorry that the end of that clip there just cut out a little bit weirdly, being that it's my first video. I'm still just working out how to cut everything together appropriately, so they should get a little bit cleaner and tighter hopefully as time goes on. I'm going to hopefully put out a few with this tutorial about laying water and a few other things, but if anyone has any particular requests, anything they want to see first, just let me know. I am going to be around on Facebook and Reddit and YouTube and Twitch. I'm kind of everywhere with this game, so just let me know if you want to see something first, and I'm happy to prioritize it because I just really want to help other people sort of play and enjoy it the same way I am. And I will see you guys soon.